for you? Do we need to get closer?
No, you're good.
Should I have him sit on my lap like Santa Claus?
You're good.
Let's not get weird. We're going to get weird the whole time. Hey, I'm Racers Marshall Pruett. This is Meyer Shank Racing's Mike Shank, and, well, this guy's already been Meyer Shank Racing's Tom Blomqvist, but this is this guy's brand new full-time IndyCar driver. We're going to talk to you in a minute. Tell me about this decision, Mike. We saw the minute he got here in your IMSA program, absolute rocket. Champion in his first year with you, winning like mad. What in your mind said, open wheel, IndyCar, Tom Blomqvist, what might work?
I've seen many things. The number one thing is he has a huge confidence in himself that he can be the fastest on any given day. I think IndyCar is going to be a tricky one to be able to say that, but he's up for the task. I just liked his drive. I liked his mentality. I liked the way he thought through things process-wise. I liked how he could have pure speed when we need it or pure energy save when we needed it. Understands it completely. When you look at the field in IndyCar today, the owners have to get real creative on talent. Because it is so difficult now to do super well. I mean, it's just next level. So we're trying to find cracks and things. I liken him sometimes like when Robert Wickens came in, when he first came in a little bit. Just spent a lot of time in the sports car ranks, successful factory rides, that kind of thing. I saw him, what caught my attention in 2020 or 21, Le Mans 24, where he ranked in his driver. At Le Mans is really difficult, right? And he did really well, and that got him on my radar. And then by the end of that year, we had tested him at Road Atlanta, and he just dominated the test, and we knew that. But to truly see it come full circle, he doesn't bullshit in at all. When there's a problem with the team, he's going to tell you. When he messes up, he's going to tell you. It's just all-encompassing to where I thought, for us on our side of IndyCar, it was time for an opportunity. We're giving to him.
Wow. So the only thing I've ever seen you do in IMSA is attack the living crap out of every lap. Anybody who's in front of you has a problem coming. I, like Mike, saw your driving style as one that seemed would fit here, where it's maximum attack the whole time. What is it about this challenge, and what is it about looking at this Indianapolis Motor Speedway logo over here, where you're doing the Indy 500 next year? What was it about this challenge that you said, yeah, that's me?
Well, I think we have to go back. Obviously there's a thought process too. I'm not always like,
oh, don't give
I'm
me
under
that.
control.
This guy's a total lizard brain monkey.
No, I mean, firstly I got to say, I appreciate, all Mike's comments, and I think what I respect most is obviously he's took a chance. He's seen what I can do in the sports car scene. But it is so different, and you see how difficult it is to crack into IndyCar. A lot of guys are very scared, or a lot of teams are very scared of taking something that maybe left the field. So I have to respect Mike and Jim for giving me this opportunity, and I strongly believe that I can once I get my head around it, I will figure it out, and I'll be able to fight at the front with the top guys. I mean, I've raced against these guys. I've been some of these guys throughout my career. My junior career, I was on a good trajectory. And I kind of took a sidestep. Who knows? Maybe hindsight, maybe I would have been in Formula One. But I strongly believe that I was good enough to go that way. So now, to kind of get myself back into a position where I'm basically at the pinnacle of that, obviously pinnacle of single-seater racing, in America, is great, and I'm grateful for that. And I've watched this race since I was a kid. I mean, I grew up in New Zealand. Scott Dixon was like a New Zealand hero when I was growing up. And I remember watching, 2001, 2002, when I was like 8 years old, and Elio climbing the fence.
Wow.
So, I even remember, this is actually quite funny, I was watching an MTV Cribs episode, and Elio Castroneves was showing me around his pad.
So, a Cribs reference.
I was
killing me.
I was like 10 years old, I think. So, no, I mean, this is... Well, I'm really excited. I'm super excited, but at the same time, I'm not just here to come and compete. I'm here to, hopefully have a long, successful IndyCar career. So, I'm fully focused on that now, and it's exciting because it's a new, I've been in a similar sort of, let's say, arena for a while, obviously winning races, but when you get this sort of new challenge that is, it's a step up, you feel like you're, making a career step in the right direction. I'm kind of like, I'm pumped. I'm really pumped for it, and thankfully I've got a bit of time now. I know what I'm doing, for the next, couple of years, which is great. It's obviously good for a driver, in such a tough industry. But yeah, I'm able to now, really chip away at it over the next few months and get myself in a position where I start next season in the best shape possible.
I'm going to come back in just a minute. Mike, I got one final question for you. Obviously a rocket in the ARX 05 DPI won the championship with. Rocket again in the new Acura X 06 GTP Hybrid. We're going hybrid in IndyCar next year. You've mentioned this guy with his Formula E experience and whatnot is elite at energy conservation. And this, should we tell folks there was some other thoughts here of like, hey, we're going hybrid. We might have a guy over here who might have a little leg up on some people.
Absolutely. The GTP car is so complicated, even compared to where we'll be here next year. But his electricity experience from Formula E, then basically almost 2 years to developing the GTP car, I think are going to pay huge. And with our new hybrid era, and they haven't announced everything, but we think we're going to have deployment paddles and all kinds of things like that. I think you've talked about it a little bit, but just to manage that when you're 10 tenths anyways, and now you got to figure out when to pull it, not and regen, all
so
these
maybe
things.
It's not just monkey lizard brain. Maybe I got that
that's
wrong.
what I'm saying. We think we need bigger brain thinkers, bigger brains, not just fast people, but they got to be able to take one more input, and I think he's the guy.
All right, I've told you this before. Your father, legend in my household. I'm the son of a Saab and Volvo and British mechanic, but posters of your old man. Just talking family legacy, that last name of yours. I don't know if we've ever had that last name, both Rally Monte Carlo winner, IndyCar race winner, Indy 500 winner. Tell me about just family pride lineage, man. You've already done big things in your career. This might take you to all new places.
Yeah, I've done big things, but my dad's still done bigger. He's a world champion. When I was young, growing up around it, obviously I kind of saw it because it was closer to his relevant time, and man, people loved him. I just saw him as my dad, but it was like surreal in some places. In those motorsport communities, and even still, when I'm at a race, if he comes to, especially in Europe. They're stopping him, not me, right? He's still a big hero. But he's also so relaxed and so chilled out. He doesn't really get in my way.
The Stig, come on.
He's exactly. What you see in Top Gear, that's it's so close. I don't know if they copied that from his demeanor or what, but no, it's a cool legacy, obviously. But I've been able to carve my own route, and it's keeping on the track, and that would be, he'd be super, super proud if I was able to one day, to win the 500. That's obviously the goal now, championship in the 500, long-term goal of mine. Short term, I need to figure things out.
Yeah, there's that.
And get to a state where I'm happy with my performances and competitive. But hey, I'm not too worried about that. But it's cool. It is cool. But yeah, he's not going to have much advice, I don't think, because I don't think he really knows what he'd be doing on an oval either.
When you get to turn one, lap one of your first Indy 500, I'm just saying, Scandinavian flick, that's the way to go. This guy deserves to be here. I don't want to oversell, but if you watched him in IMSA, lights out. So can't wait for this guy's rookie season. So happy for him, the Meyer Shank Racing Team. More news to come on their future plans as well, but we at least know for sure Tom Blomqvist is going to be here representing the UK, New Zealand, Sweden, Pataskala, Ohio, and all kinds of crazy stuff.
A bit of a wild cocktail here,
Yeah, our brand new IndyCar mutt.
Thanks guys.
Tom.
Thank you. Appreciate it.